Hello and welcome to Easy Maths. This is the first video on my series of lessons on the topic of matrices. In this particular lesson, we're going to look at the definition and order of a matrix. But in other lessons, we're going to look at addition and subtraction, multiplication of a matrix, identity matrix, determinant and inverse, application in simultaneous equations. And so you can check out such videos. And as always, please like, share, subscribe. I'll appreciate your support in every way. I'd like to hit the 1,000 subscribers, so kindly help me out. I'll be grateful. I'll also appreciate your comments. At this point, let's turn now to the definition and order of a matrix. Now, a matrix is normally a rectangular arrangement of elements enclosed in brackets. For example, we have the matrix A, B, C, D, E, F down here. We have A, B, C, D, E, and F. Those ones are elements. They are arranged in some rectangular arrangement and they're enclosed in brackets. The reason I'm saying that they are rectangular is because they are arranged in rows and columns. For example, we have A and B, they're in the first row, C, D are in the second row, E, F are in the third row, whereas we have A, C, and E are the first column, and the other three there form the last column, column 2. And so we can say they are in a rectangular arrangement, and they are elements, and because they are enclosed in brackets, then we call it a matrix. Please notice that for any matrix, we must have rows that are clearly seen or columns. Now, every element is also uniquely placed. For example, A is the only element in the first row, first column. B is the only element in the first row, second column. C is the only element in the second row, first column. D is the only element in the second row, second column. E is the only element in the third row, first column, and F is the only element in the third row, second column. So every element is placed in a very unique position. Now moving on to order of a matrix, we say that the order normally shows the number of rows and columns that a matrix has. For example, the matrix that we're having at the beginning here, A, B, C, D, E, F, is the one that I have down here, and it has 3 rows and 2 columns, and therefore we would say that this matrix is of order 3 by 2. Which is normally read that way, but written as 3 multiplied by 2 as it is on your screen there. Now, please notice that we're talking about the number of rows followed by the number of columns, and strictly in that order, not the number of columns and the number of rows, because that is important as we are marking the order of matrix. And you shall see how that is important in subsequent lessons. Now, please notice also that when the number of rows equal to that of the columns, we normally call it a square matrix. An example is a matrix M we have there. M is a matrix A, B, C, D, and it has 2 rows, 2 columns. And P, another example, we have the matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It has 3 rows, 3 columns. And therefore, those two there are square matrix. The first one is of order 2 by 2 because it has 2 rows, 2 columns. The next one is order 3 by 3 because it has 3 columns and it also has 3 rows. Take note of that. When you're talking about order of matrix, we're talking about the number of rows followed by the number of columns in the particular matrix. And the sequence is important. We must talk about the rows first, then talk about the columns next. We shall see how that is important as we get on in the topic. Now, as I move on towards the end of the lesson, I would like to say something. Now, notice that the elements like A, B, C, D are represented with lowercase letters, whereas the matrix like M is represented by uppercase letters. So please notice that elements for any matrix are normally represented by lowercase letters, and the matrix itself is represented by uppercase letters. So please take note of that as we just familiarize with the notation of matrices, and that is important for us to note. Now, we are going to be looking at operations of matrices in subsequent lessons. And so at this point, please check out for the next video, which is going to have addition and subtraction of matrices. But in other lessons, we're going to look at multiplication by a scalar and multiplication of 2 matrices. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate every support. Thank you.